Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Olivia Bontempo.
And I'm Namisha Iyer, and you're watching WCAT Weekly News.
This week, Upper School rolled out a new schedule for the students. Make sure to check out the schedule on the student announcements so you're not late to class.
Additionally, there is a new and improved sign-in, sign-out sheet. Check out the new Google form on the weekly Wildcat updates. Don't forget to sign in or out when you are coming late to school or you are leaving campus. Hey Olivia, with the club fair coming up this Friday, what's your favorite club here at Westminster?
WCAT, of course. What about you?
Me too. Now here are the co-chairs with more on this Friday's club fair.
All right, welcome back, Wildcats, to your weekly co-chair update. We hope you had a really great week and a restful weekend, and we hope your yearbook pictures came out really well today, even though it poured. As you know, homecoming is approaching, and we could really use your input on some ideas, so please feel free to reach out with themes for dress-up days, fun competitions, or really anything else that you have on your mind that could make this year really fun. We also have some formal announcements about the club fair for you. This is a great year to try something new. I know there are a ton of new clubs like Rocket League this year, and here's Connor with more information for that.
First, the virtual club fair is going to take place during Friday's advisement. During the fair, each club will have an open Zoom call where you can go and ask questions. If you can't get to every club, they will have a video for you to watch in the student announcements. Also, remember to check the new schedule and constantly check the student announcements for any new changes. See you next week. Get it because of we?
Check out all the clubs offered this year, find one you're interested in, and get involved. From college essays to history papers to English papers, it's the right time to visit the Writing Center. Ms. Dracos Tice tells us about the center's new space and all its resources.
Hey y'all, I'm Miss Dracos Tice, Miss DT. I'm the director of Westminster's Writing Center. I also work with Mr. Chard, who's the assistant director. There are a lot of things that are new with the Writing Center this year, and I thought I'd tell you just about how to use the Writing Center. We're open now. We opened yesterday on the 14th. So there's a physical location for the Writing Center. It's in Campbell 108. There are two ways to access the Writing Center. One way to access it is to just drop by. If there is someone here, that's someone here who can work with you, and that would be a student, a writing fellow or a writing fellow 2. Anytime that you would like to make an advanced appointment to work in the Writing Center, so where you have a little bit of flexibility before your deadline, we are highly encouraging you to make an appointment with Mr. Finswaite. Email him at frankfinswaite@westminster.net. You let him know, obviously, your name, but your availability, when your deadline is, and what you're working on. The Writing Center is here for any stage of your writing process, from, you got an assignment and you don't know how to start it, so we can help you with brainstorming, with free writing, with outlining, all the way through the writing process, through the end of kind of polishing and revising. We also do things that are even connected to reading. So if you're looking at a passage and you have to do close analysis of the passage, we can look at the text with you and help you do that work. We really hope you'll come down for a drop-in appointment in Campbell 108, or that you will email Mr. Finswaite to make an appointment for working with him on Zoom in advance. Thank you so much.
If you want to meet with a writing fellow or advisor, book your appointment through the Westminster online writing website or through the link on the announcements.
On a sad note for many students, this weekend marks what should have been Music Midtown. Due to COVID, students won't be able to enjoy this annual tradition. But as Emma and Helen tell us, we will always have the memories.
As the second weekend of September passes, our Snapchat flashbacks remind us of weekends we had before Corona. Music Midtown is definitely a highlight of the fall semester for many students. Here's upperclassmen with more.
My favorite memory was when my friend got crowd surfed into VIP and got taken away by security.
My favorite concert was definitely Mo.
My favorite performer was Lizzo. She's always been an inspiring artist to me.
So my favorite performer was Mo. I just thought she was really awesome.
Oh, mine was too. What was your favorite song? Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Don't leave. Oh my God!
Don't leave. Shut your mind off and let your heart breathe.
I'm Emma Turton, and we'll hopefully see you at Music Midtown next year.
My favorite last year was definitely Mo. What about you, Olivia?
I really enjoyed hanging out with my friends and listening to all of the music.
Speaking of big events, Hispanic Heritage Month started this Tuesday and will run until October 15th. WCAT's Elena Karras caught up with Daniel Lagarcha Urrutia to learn more about the meaning of the month.
I am from Colombia, and so is my family. I'm a senior this year, and I am part of Café con Leche, which is the affinity group for all Hispanic students and people with Hispanic heritage. Hispanic Heritage Month is from September 15th to October 15th to celebrate all the Latinos who live here and the Latinos who serve the country and how they support the country as well. The Hispanic affinity group, Café con Leche, will be having a couple discussions and meetings to talk about how we'll approach this month. It's very important to learn more about Spanish Heritage Month, as there's always more students in Westminster that come from Hispanic backgrounds, and it's always good to learn from other people.
The school is definitely excited to recognize Hispanic Heritage Month.
Reverend Charney has made an impact on the class of 2021. At Saturday's Senior Spaghetti Supper, he delivered a meaningful message, highlighting the ways our class will be remembered.
We also were surprised by a special video from Mr. Diamond and Rambler. Let's take a look back at Saturday's festivities.
This past Saturday, the class of 2021 gathered at Kent Field to celebrate the annual Spaghetti Supper. We talked to students and faculty that attended to hear more about the event.
So this year we've turned it into a drive-in, and so families will come and drive through Carpool A and pick up their pasta dinner, and then they will head to Kent Field to watch the speakers and the program and a drive-in type movie style on Kent Field. So it's same program, just in a different socially distant location.
It's been a tradition that the seniors come together and have a spaghetti dinner with their parents, and usually a speaker is chosen by the class officers the year prior, and they try to choose someone who knows the class well, and this year we're lucky to have Reverend Charney speaking to us. It's just a time to celebrate the seniors.
This weekend I was able to speak at the Spaghetti Supper for the senior class, and it was one of the most unique speaking engagements I've ever had, where I basically just spoke to a camera, and then that image was put onto 3 big screens where the seniors were all sitting in the parking lot on Kent Field watching. What I spoke about was the seniors taking that leadership role of being a senior, and not just trying to be any kind of leader, but to be even better than the seniors that they idolized, that they looked up to as freshmen. And so taking hold of the leadership opportunities they have and to really direct this school in a place that makes it even better for the future students.
I'm really excited for senior year, and I think Spaghetti Supper is a great way to start it.
Sounds like the students had a great time kicking off their senior year at this Westminster tradition. I'm Maddie Van Slyke with WCAT. Now back to you in the studio.
Although seniors didn't get to enjoy the dinner like in the past, we still had a lot of fun getting together as a grade. Now, let's go to James Carr for a look at Westminster sports.
Westminster Volleyball celebrated senior night on Monday with a win over Lovett in the Battle of Buckhead. The Cats also participated in a playdate Tuesday at Sandy Creek, where they beat GAC and Carver High School. The Batcats were scheduled to play yesterday against Mount Vernon at home, but it was canceled due to all the rain. Their next home game will be Monday against Norcross. The varsity boys and girls cross-country teams ran at home this past Tuesday against Pace and GAC. Kate Stevens, Palmer Wellstead, and Christina Shoffley led the way for the girls, while the top 21 runners for the boys team did not compete as they recovered from Saturday's competition at Stars Mill. The girls will run again next Tuesday at Sandy Creek, and the boys will race at the Warpath Invitational this Saturday. For a look at varsity football, let's go to WCAT's Jack Gill.
Thanks, James. The Cats are continuing to improve in practice each and every day. We caught up with Coach Romer to discuss last Friday's scrimmage.
Yeah, so the scrimmage went really well last week. I thought for our first scrimmage, getting into the stadium, trying to get used to all the COVID protocols and guidelines that we need to follow, along with the mask, social distancing on the sideline, So just add another layer to what we have to manage on Friday nights this year, but the kids handled it really well. I thought offensively and defensively we did some really good things, and special teams made some improvements as well. So just getting out there, getting on the field, playing in some game type situations, it was really exciting, and hopefully we can build on that this week.
We then asked Coach about the team's preparations for this Friday and if they're looking ahead to next Friday's game against Pace.
So the plans for this week are we're still focusing on Westminster. We're still working on our offense and defensive schemes, implementing our special teams as well, and trying to improve in those areas. We really want to focus this week on fundamentals and techniques, our blocking and tackling. We want to shore up, as well as just having the players continue to learn the schemes on both sides of the ball.
We then had the opportunity to talk to Wildcat starting lineman Brooks Platford for a player's perspective on the team's preparations for this week.
We're really working on what we're running and just making sure all our stuff is smooth and fluid.
The Cats inter-squad scrimmage will be this Friday at 7 o'clock in newly renovated Fritz Orr Field. Back to you, James, and go Cats.
Thanks, Jack. Well, that will do it for this week's sports updates. Now, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, James, and go Cats. Now, here's Ben Montag with an important message from the Discipline Council.
As members of the Discipline Council, we are excited to be releasing this anti-racist statement, which is the first of its kind at Westminster. After you guys have finished watching the news, we'd like you to watch the video WCAT has released, which provides this statement, and we'd like you to discuss with your advisements what you think the anti-racist statement means to you and how it can be incorporated into our communities at Westminster.
Thanks, Ben. Make sure all advisements watch the Discipline Council video and discuss the pledge with your advisors right after the news. That's all for this week. I'm Olivia Bontempo.
And I'm Namisha Iyer. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week on WCAT Weekly News.